the society we live in today is, technically speaking, wanting a God that is just like them, technically speaking. They think it's all about love, fruits, no pain, no sacrifice, no obedience or any of this, just pure love, gifts, fruits, no chastisement, no rebuking, no ass beatings, just pure love. That's what people want their God to be like. And correct me if I'm wrong, to you real Christians out there, who does this sound a lot like to you? It doesn't sound like my God of the Bible. It sounds like Satan of this world, doesn't it not? Like I said, I'm a firm believer on doing unto those as they would do unto you. If people want to treat me disrespectfully, I'm going to treat you disrespectfully. If you want to disgrace me, I'll disgrace you. And I will hurt your feelings and emotions in the process. If you want to treat me like a king, appreciate my time and effort, and go out of your way to support me and elevate me, I'll reciprocate it all back, however many folds over. The hell with it, I would even make, some of your own pain and suffering my own as well, in order to help me grow and evolve. Now that's teamwork. Teamwork make the dreams work, man. It's a well-known fact. Teamwork make the dreams work. But people, you're in for one rude awakening when the real God of the gospel and the real Jesus Christ show themselves. And the funny thing is, they come for their anointed when they least expect it. And this is why we have the mess that we have involving male psychology today. This is why so many men out there are feminized, for a start. Because the world wants men to be a particular said version in the attempt to be snatched up and trapped within a marriage that they don't even want in the first place later on down the line. Whatever God promised in the gospel, the world are deliberately trying to steal, mould, and sculpt what the gospel actually predicted into a particular said something or someone of this world, just like them. And that shit has to stop. It has to stop, man. The world mistakes our God as this lovey-dovey, pally-pally, softy-softy, girly-girly hipster of a Jesus Christ. Disgraceful. That's not the God I serve. The God I know got extremely wrath with the wicked. He chastised, he rebuked, he scolded, he overturned tables, he beat the arses of rebellious kids. That's my God, that's my Jesus Christ. None of this hipster bullshit of today's society of feminine energy within a man. This is why I'm thankful, that I was taken out of the system. And this is why I was taken out of the system that's deliberately trying to take and take and take from us men. Even from so-called men that claim to be men, when in actuality, in reality, they're just a bunch of blue pill pussies of today's society that cry, bitch and moan when, you know, the weight of their sinful lives come catching up, weighing in upon their shoulders. Oh, rescue me, daddy, rescue me. No, you little inbred. You're going to take that pain and suffering just like I did over the years, and you're going to use it for your greater good. That's how I treat my kids. You're quick enough to dish it out, you're sure as hell going to fucking take it. That's how I roll, man. I don't care what names you call me under the sun. Call them if you have to. I'm just going to laugh in the very faces of those that hate and persecute me. All because I don't reward degenerative behaviours within people. So, this world really needs to stop on wanting a God or a Jesus Christ that is not biblical but of this world. To any of you Christians out there, spiritual Christians, if you think for 1 minute that Jesus Christ, like I said, was this feminine hipster of a man, oh, how you're in for one rude awakening. I'm telling you now, when reality hits, you are going to be in so much grief, so much shame, guilt, and only God knows what else as a form of punishment, as a form of consequence. And if you have the balls to take all of that and allow it to heal in order to make you the real men that the biblical manuscripts created you to be, then you're actually going places. You're going places that many don't even want to go because it hurts their feelings and emotions. Nowadays, when people can't get their own way and reality always hits them, they're quick enough to reside within their feelings and emotions because they're a bunch of pussies. It's like, you know, they're a bunch of castrated weaklings for men out there. Well, they don't even get that title because they're not even real men. They're a bunch of girls in a grown-ass man's body. You know, people laugh and joke about it out of joy and all of this bullshit now. But do I look as though I'm laughing? No. If anything, I'm extremely frustrated on how this world is right now. You know, sure, I'm one for gifting joy, you know, whenever it's earned. But it's rare nowadays because of the world we live in. The world doesn't want a hardcore, wrathful, jealous, and loving God. They just want this feminine hipster of a Jesus Christ, you know. And that's not the God I serve. And if that's the God that you're trying to mould within me, then you are forever on the streets where you belong. I don't care who you are, man or woman. And you're going to reap everything that you've tried inflicting in here and in here to mould me into a particular said version that isn't even biblically predicted. When are men going to learn to get their man cards back? When are you not only going to learn to get your man cards back, but when are you going to actually grow some balls? When are you going to grow a real spine rather than this noodle for a spine? This wet noodle for a spine that you've got. And yet you have the audacity to call yourselves men. You're not men. You're a bunch of pussies. A bunch of feminine, soft-ass pussies in touch with their feelings and emotions. That is not a real man. That, technically speaking, is a demonically riddled, possessed man. And this world's in for one rude awakening, I'm telling you. Oh, you best believe it is. Because when reality hits these said men, well, once again, not men, but girls for men of today's society, when the reality hits them, and it hits them hard, they're the ones going to be left in grief, frustration, and only God knows what else. For convincing themselves that God is actually, in fact, this hipster of a god, this feminine, woman for a god. It's bullshit. Smoke and mirrors, man. And, there's no amount of gaslighting, manipulation, triangulation, and reverse psychology that people could use upon me in order to turn me into another man like the rest of these girls for boys of today's society. You can go and fuck yourself. Quite literally. If people want to live a life of degeneracy, and if they want to live a life following the woman's command rather than, the voice of God, then by all means, you guys out there do that. But don't keep running to me. Don't keep crying for my help when the truth slowly catches up to you. Because I'm not going to help any of you. Why should I help any of you when you, like I said, were quick enough to throw me under the bus, quick enough to shame me and only do whatever you did onto me in the attempt to make your prides and your egos feel good? People need to stop leaning upon their own understanding, man, and start studying the gospel in order to get a better understanding as to who God really is and what he is capable of, and not follow the world's voice of who people think he actually is as a god. Because I'm telling you now, man, so many men have been deceived. It's not even remotely funny. They have been deceived. In today's society, I see more girls for men and more men for women. And is there any wonder why, like I said, marriages are declining? While these marriages, I say marriages, while these relationships work short term, they don't last. Because the man is acting like the woman, and the woman is acting like the man. And in the Bible, it says that us men, we are the protectors, we are the providers, we are the head of the marriage and not the tails. We are the head. And this is why so many men are caught up within relationships and marriages that, to be quite frank, are challenging them intellectually and spiritually. Hence why they resort into their feelings and emotions. It's a wrap.